Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Excalibur Roundtable Tech Talk. This is going to be part of an extended Tech Talk series with our friends from ConnectNow. I have with me today Ash Carr. Ash is what I like to refer to as the father of ConnectNow. Ash is the brain behind what's been built as ConnectNow. Ash, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Yeah, and so we wanted to start off this extended Tech Talk series, and you and I have had multiple conversations around this, and I love the story every time I hear it. But talk to us a little bit. Tell everyone kind of what was the genesis of Connect Now. I mean, chat, it's service-based chat for that matter, is not a new concept.
hmm
It's something that's been around for a while. We know, there's a few products in the market. But there was a trigger that kind of started you down this road into building what we know as Connect Now today. So I want that story shared with everybody because it's kind of that cool. Hey, here's what sparked the idea, and
Mm,
it's a product that everybody should have, in my opinion. If you're doing
thanks.
services, this is really core to that omni-channel approach. But talk to us about how did Connect Now come about?
Yeah, sure thing. Roll the clock back about 10 years ago. I was actually working in an IT service desk. It's what I sort of skilled myself into as soon as I left college. And at the time, there was a pretty big uptrend in the amount of discussion going on surrounding chat. And we were experimenting with various different providers. And we noticed that there was a pretty big hole, some missing functionality across all of these competitors. And it made a lot of small issues for the agents, things that took too long, things that affected their stats. So a lot of the inspiration for Connect Now was actually somewhat selfish, and it's sort of designed entirely around support because we haven't seen another one out there that does that to the level that Connect Now does. And every feature that we do either improves the agent's life, improves the customer's life, or often both. And obviously, when either of those two benefit, so does management, performance, all of that kind of stuff increases as well. So a lot of the features are shortcuts and workarounds to common issues that I saw as an agent, things that just bugged me every single day. So we transitioned into sort of software engineering not long after sort of climbing the ladder within the service desk. So I was able to experience, senior analyst level, but as well as management, starting to understand about resource management, how much it affected having one person off a day, all that kind of stuff, and started to see again a lot more holes in the market. Um, so we joined forces with Suki, and the product very much just took off from there.
Yeah, and the design of the product, I want to say its flow, um, isn't something that is a new concept. It's not like oh,
hmm
hey, this is totally different. It was really modeled after what a typical flow would be if you were using the phones. So
Yes,
talk to us a little bit
yes.
about that because it was just so amazing as we talked about. It hit me like a ton of bricks as we were playing more and more with the platform, and I'm going, well, holy cow, this is basically what you do with in parallel
Mhm.
with a phone system and having certain capabilities.
No, you're
So,
absolutely right, and it's very much intentional. We did not copy, but take inspiration from the sort of IVR system that you would expect. So, what we'll go into later on surrounds skill-based routing, and that's basically mimicking that function where a robot asks you, "What's your problem?" Option one for this, option two for that. But the main reason is that it's a tried and tested formula. That system works at the end of the day. A lot of service desks have the same flow. We have standards in place, best practices, ITIL, all that kind of stuff. It's an established paradigm that we know works. So mimicking all of those best bits where possible, but using chat and newer technology as a workaround for the shortfalls. Best example is that if you're on the phone, you can only talk to one person. If you're using a chat, you can talk to far more. So we take all of those benefits and we try and cut out the negatives. And I think it is so successful because it is so familiar. A lot of the time when we discuss implementing with customers, they can sometimes unravel and start to get concerned. How is this going to affect our processes? Where is this going to fit in? And the answer is, if you have some kind of established service process right now, ConnectNow will more than likely slip alongside it and work with telephony. It can replace if that's what you want to do, but we do feel that there's room for all of these kind of communication channels in the world. So why not both?
Yeah, and we've really talked about this as that extension into a true omni-channel approach. When you
Mm-hmm.
start to look at a typical organization, you have folks that are going to be more comfortable picking up a phone and asking for help, but more and more and more of our team that's coming on are folks that really want to be able to serve themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
they're much more comfortable with. And we likened it to, I think about my kids, right? They're more likely to text me than they are to call me,
Yep.
and that's what chat gives us the ability to do, is kind of have that text conversation, if you
Mm-hmm.
will. And I can, as a person asking for help, multitask, and in turn, our agent also has the ability to multitask through the different chats that are out there. But we have
Mm-hmm.
many more features that we're going to explore. But I wanted to make sure we kind of were able to share with everybody, hey guys, this is really, it's in parallel and complementary to everything else you're already doing, and it's not as different as you really think it is,
Mm-hmm.
because the flow is something that you're already doing. Every service desk does every
Yep.
day, but there are some advantages that were built into the ConnectNow product, and we're going to kind of look at what some of those advantages are that kind of help things along. So, Ash,
Yep.
as always, I enjoy our chats, and I appreciate you joining us today. Stay tuned as we have some additional extended tech talks with Ash Carr from ConnectNow, as we dive in to what I like to call the gooey goodness of the ConnectNow platform.